Hello RedCaseStory listeners. Welcome back to our channel that discusses true crime stories that really happened around the world. We hope you're all in good health and kept away from danger. Today, we bring you the heartbreaking story of Canny Ong, a brilliant, kind-hearted IT analyst who became the victim of one of Malaysia's most infamous murder cases. This is the disturbing case of Ahmad Najib bin Aris and the murder that shocked an entire nation. Please be advised that this episode contains sensitive details. Viewer discretion is advised. Canny Ong was born on July 18, 1974, in Ipoh, Perak, Malaysia. She was the youngest daughter of Ong B. Jeng and Pearly Visvanathan, a loving family of mixed Chinese and Indian heritage. From an early age, Canny was known as kind, dutiful, and responsible. She excelled academically and later pursued higher education in the United States. She studied economics in Hawaii and eventually moved to San Diego, California, where she worked as an IT analyst. In 2001, she married Brandon Ong, a fellow ethnic Chinese whose parents had immigrated from Singapore. Together, they built a comfortable life in San Diego, but in 2003, Canny and Brandon flew back to Malaysia to visit her father, who was battling cancer. After seeing his condition improve, Canny prepared to return to the US. June 13, 2003, was supposed to be a farewell dinner. No one knew it would be her last night alive. That evening, Canny and her family dined at the Mont restaurant in Bangsa shopping complex. After the dinner, she offered to drive her mother home. She went to the parking basement to retrieve a car while her mother and sister waited at the auto pay machine, but Canny never came back. Worried after waiting over 20 minutes, her mother and sister searched the parking lot. Their car, a purple Proton Tiara, was gone. Desperate, they pleaded with security guards to check the CCTV footage. What they saw chilled them to the bone, a man forcing Canny into the vehicle and driving away. That man was Ahmad Najib bin Aris, a 27-year-old Malaysia Airlines aircraft cleaner. On the surface, he seemed like an ordinary man, married, a father of two, and described by acquaintances as responsible. But beneath that image was a deeply disturbed individual. Ahmad Najib had targeted Canny after mistaking her for his former employer, against whom he held a grudge. When he realized she wasn't the woman he was looking for, it was already too late. Around midnight, two undercover police officers spotted the car near Kelana Jaya. Ahmad Najib and Canny were inside. When officers requested IDs, they complied, but Ahmad Najib refused to exit the vehicle and quickly drove off, with Canny still trapped inside. Canny had subtly tried to signal the officers, but they failed to understand her silent cries for help. A short while later, another witness, Amina Isahak, saw the car stopped by the roadside. Ahmad Najib was attempting to replace a flat tire, damaged by police gunfire during the chase. Canny sat inside the vehicle, making strange faces, trying to get Amina's attention. Suspicious, Amina jotted down the plate number and immediately reported it to police. Her quick action would later be vital, but for Canny, time was running out. Between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m., Ahmad Najib took Canny to a construction site near Taman Datuk Horun. There, in the darkness beneath a bridge, he brutally raped her in the back seat of her own car. Then, he stabbed her twice with a knife. Her final moments were filled with unimaginable horror. Ahmad Najib dragged her lifeless body to a shallow hole near the road, placed two tires filled with cement over her, and abandoned the car nearby, but he wasn't finished. The next day, he returned with gasoline and set her body on fire, hoping to destroy evidence. Ahmad Najib had unknowingly left behind numerous clues. A van driver, Azizan Ismail, had seen him at the scene with a topless woman in the car. Mistaking them for a couple, he paid no attention until he saw the same car again. Azizan later stole Canny's phone and sold it, which brought him under police scrutiny. Meanwhile, Ahmad Najib had left his and Canny's IDs with the police. Investigators quickly matched him to the DNA found on Canny's body. He was arrested on June 20, 2003. In custody, he confessed in chilling detail and led police to the crime scene. He claimed he had mistaken Canny for a woman he had a vendetta against, and only realized his mistake after the police officer checked the IDs. The trial began on the 15th of September 2003, just 3 months after Canny Ong's death. DPP Sailuddin bin Saidin led the prosecution, while Ahmad Najib was defended by Mohammed Hanif Khatri Abdullah. Despite initially confessing, Ahmad Najib pled not guilty, claiming the confession was forced. The court conducted a 10-day trial within a trial to determine the confession's validity. Justice Datuk Muhammad Idris Muhammad Rapi ruled it admissible. Forensic evidence further linked Ahmad Najib to the crime, including traces of Ong's DNA on his clothing and a cloth used in the murder traced back to his occupation. Ahmad Najib's defense argued alternative theories, questioning why Ong didn't escape given her martial arts background, and even suggested the sexual encounter may have been consensual. These claims were dismissed or criticized by experts. Ultimately, the judge found the prosecution's case overwhelming. On the 23rd of February 2005, Ahmad Najib was found guilty of rape and murder. He was sentenced to death for murder and received 20 years imprisonment and 10 strokes of the cane for rape. His appeals were rejected by both the Court of Appeal and the Federal Court. His final attempt, a clemency petition, was also denied. On the 23rd of September 2016, over 13 years after the murder, Ahmad Najib was executed by hanging at Kajang prison. He was 40 years old. He was described by his lawyer and prison staff as a reformed man, having found religion while in prison. Canny Ong's family, while devastated, finally had some closure. Her case became one of Malaysia's most publicized crimes, raising awareness on women's safety and forensic science. Crime writer Liz Porter later featured the case in her book, Crime Scene Asia, When Forensic Evidence Becomes the Silent Witness, recognizing how forensic evidence helped seal the fate of Ahmad Najib. A crime documentary was also made, reenacting the crime and featuring interviews with investigators, family, and legal professionals involved. Canny Ong was a bright, loving daughter, a devoted wife, and a woman who had a promising life ahead of her. Her death was tragic and unjust, but through her story, awareness was raised. Her memory lives on. If you found this story compelling, please like, share, and subscribe to RedCaseStory. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Stay safe, stay aware, and remember to always look out for one another.